comic book fans, and welcome once again to the Dude Cave. I'm Jason. It is at time of recording the 9th of October 2016, and you are watching Comic Haul Weekly, my weekly video where I share you the new comics I've picked up this week and kind of discuss what I'm expecting from them and maybe a little bit about what I've thought of them so far. A couple of books as well I've read already, so I'll kind of give my opinions on what I've thought of them. So without further ado, we've got a big stack of books this week. I did think it was going to be a small week, as those seem to be a thing of the past. But I kind of felt it was going to be a medium week this week. But in the end, it was over 20 books I picked up, and I'm a bit shocked it was that many. But we'll go through how and why that happened. So first up, a book I was reading this morning. It is Cyborg, issue number 2. I've really been enjoying this series. It features obviously Cyborg, but the writer's doing a really good job. I'll get that name for you because off the top of my head I can't think. Oh yeah, John Semter Jr. is the writer with Paul Papetia on art. But I'm really enjoying the story because he's really getting to the heart of like how much humanity is left of Cyborg. Is he just a machine now with a bit of pieces of flesh, or is he actually still got a soul? The things that make him human, are they still there? And I'm liking that. They're setting up this interesting villain as well, who kind of wants to see how much humanity he has left as well. So all in all, the series is really shaping up nicely, and there's a really nice twist at the end. So I really enjoyed this. I'm going to keep getting that one, Cyborg. We then got a book, He-Man Masters of the Universe. He-Man, sorry, not He-Man Thundercats, sorry, issue number 1. This is a mini as well, and it's a crossover between the two franchises. I remember hearing about this a few months ago, but I didn't realize it was this week it was coming out. But my comic shop put it in my pile of books because I did used to get He-Man and Masters of the Universe. So, and I was pleased they did because I would have picked this one up. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that does. I'd love to see a Transformers ongoing book, but not Transformers, sorry, Thundercats. Um, at the moment we're seeing all these things like they've brought Turtles back. They've a few years now they've brought Transformers back. They've brought GI Joe. You've got He-Man. You've got Mask coming back. Micronauts, Rom. All these different kind of things from when I was a kid that are kind of coming back. But the one I'd love to see is Thundercats. It would be really great. Whether it was a continuation or a reimagining, I don't really mind. I could go either way on that one. But I'm looking forward to getting into that. That's the one I'll be reading next. We've then got Green Arrow, issue number 8, which kicks off a brand new story called Island of Scars. And last time we caught up with Ali, because the last couple of issues have been a story with Emiko, kind of filling in what's been going on with her. Now we're kind of catching up with Ali, and last we saw him, he was trapped once again on an island. So like, what's going on there? And it's going to be. I'm looking forward to this because this has been really good, and I'm so chuffed because Green Arrow is one of my favorite characters. So the fact that his book is really good as well is just it's just brilliant. I can't believe it's the same writer as before because it's just night and day. It is so good. We then have all new Wolverine issue number 13. I don't know what's going on with this book because when they announced all like the Marvel Now books that were coming out in October, there were like a lot of books that was already out that were going to have now issues where people could jump in. But then there was a bunch of books that didn't, so I figured those books were going to be cancelled. But like here we are in October, and I've not heard nothing about this book finishing. We're kicking off a brand new story, Enemy of the State, which you'd think would go for 6 issues. Even if they have 2 issues a month, that's still 3 months it's going to go. So I kind of don't think this is going to finish now, and I'm all in a state of confusion of what's going on. How comes? Because this would have been a great now issue because it's the start of a brand new story, so you could have jumped in here. So I don't understand why some books have been excluded from that whole promotion. I don't really get what's going on there. It's Enemy of the State 2. They're kind of sequel to Enemy of the State with our new Wolverine. I really like X-23 as Wolverine. But it seems like Marvel at the moment, as I understand it, one of the things about changing all the characters, making different people be like you've had a different Captain America, a different Thor, a different Iron Man, a different Wolverine. All these characters are changing, a different Thor. was to kind of give interesting stories that they could tell, that they could tell different and new stories, because you're kind of changing the characters up a bit. So it's going to give us some new stuff to do. If that's the whole kind of idea, why are we getting stories like Enemy of the State 2 or Civil War 2 or Secret Wars again? Why can't they come up with original stories that don't have heroes fighting heroes, that have build up some big villain that the heroes have to kind of join up and defeat? Why can't they come up with new interesting stories if they've shaked it up creatively? You know, why do we have to keep going back? In saying that, I am enjoying this series, and I'm happy if it's going to keep going. I'm more than happy with that. I'd like a bit of clarification why some promoted and some aren't. We've got a new mini series then now, Deadpool, Back in Black. From what I understand, and I could be wrong, but what I understand, this is kind of like follow up to like Deadpool Secret Wars. And instead of Spider-Man getting the Venom kind of symbiont, Deadpool gets it. So I'm kind of looking for. I think there could be some interesting stuff they could do with this. This could be a good mini series. So we'll see how we do. We then got Revolution issue number 2. The first issue of this, I kind of felt was a mixed bag. I felt there was some good stuff in it, but then at the same time, there was some kind of stuff that just didn't work for me. So I'm hoping the second one kind of gets back on track. What this is, for those of you that don't know, IDW, the company that published this book, they have many different kind of franchises. You have the Transformers, you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you have G.I. Joe, you have um, they've just added Mask, Rom, and Micronauts as well to the whole deal. But that, and before they were all in their own separate places. Now, with the exception of the Turtles, they've took all the other properties that they're using, and they're going to have them share the same world, the same universe. It is kind of going to be, they're going to share and they're going to exist. And Revolution is supposed to be this story that kind of brings them all together. That is the idea, at least. The first issue with this, like I say, it was a mixed bag for me. I thought there was some good stuff in there that I enjoyed, but there was also some perplexing stuff. Like, it didn't feel like a story that's going to bring them all together. It kind of felt like they were already in this pre-existing world, which I kind of found a bit confusing because I thought they weren't, but apparently they are. So I kind of would have liked some kind of cosmic event that kind of brings this about. But hey, you have to play the hand you dealt. I'm hoping that this issue is going to get more on track. I think there's some interesting ideas. I've got to read from last week. I've got Mask Revolution to read first. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. But I just hope it picks up a bit, because I just felt some of the writing in the last issue. I felt like the Transformers were done well, but I felt G.I. Joe were just acting like real dicks, and like, why would you cheer for them? Because you could see the Transformers didn't want to fight, that there's something bigger going on here. But instead of kind of paying attention, they just kind of kept trying to instigate a fight and then moaning if the Transformers shot at them. And it's like, it was a bit daft. We got Aquaman issue number 8. Kicks off a brand new story as well called Unstoppable. I've still got, I think, 2 issues to catch up on this, but I've been enjoying Aquaman. He's one of the characters I'd never ever read before the New 52, but since the New 52, he's become like one of my favorite characters. I didn't like where Cullen Bunn took the character, and I did drop the book at that point. But I'm happy to be reading it again, because Aquaman's a character I do really like. We've got Batman issue number 8, which continues Night of the Monstermen, as we have part 4, which I haven't started this story yet, so I've got that to catch up on. We've got a brand new story with the Green Lanterns. It is Family Matters, which sounds interesting. I like that cover. Again, I'm a couple of issues behind on this, but I have been enjoying this book, and I'm glad to see them actually doing something with these 2 characters. I like both of them. We then have Nightwing number 6. This is also a Night of the Monstermen part 5. So once I caught up, I'll be getting into this one as well. We then have Superman issue number 8, which also is the start of a new story, Escape from Monster Island, which I love that title. That's kind of like, old school kind of stuff there, kind of feel to like that kind of title, Escape from Monster Island, Dinosaur Island or Monster Island. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna be very interested to see what's gonna happen there. That's the Peter Tomasi one, isn't it? So yeah, it's like Superman and Son. So I'm enjoying that. I think with the rebirth stuff, I think they really kind of hit their stride with Superman. I think going back and bringing the original, I know the 1930s one is the original, and he was like, there's a whole different continuity with him. But this is this main Superman that we had for like from the 50s onwards, and it's great to have him back again. And I feel since they've brought him back, the Superman books have hit their stride. We then have Transformers issue 57, which I love that cover. I think I've got another Transformers to read before I read that. We then have the Autumn Lands issue number 13, which I'm loving the Autumn Lands. This book has been really great. Um, One of the few books that I'm still really enjoying from Image, because there's a lot of I don't seem to find as many Image books on my reading pile anymore, which is a shame because they did go through a spell where like Image number ones were the event, like every month an Image number one come out, but then they got to a phase where so many were coming out, and it was just quantity over quality. And I understand they want to increase that market share, but you don't kind of want to increase that market share at the expense of decreasing quality. We then got Paper Girls, issue 10, another great Image book that I'm really enjoying. Come on, it's set in the 80s. What's not to love about that? And I love the whole thing about these 80s girls coming to like now. It's just brilliant. We then got Deadpool and the Mercs for Money. This is issue number 4, but it's a now book as Deadpool has put together a new Mercs for Money. Which it looks like a totally new team. Oh no, we've got Massacre still on the team. He's there, but otherwise it's a totally new team. So I'm looking forward to getting into that, finding out who that team is. That should be good. We've got Scarlet Witch issue 11, which I don't think we've got many more issues left on this, but I'm an issue behind, but I have been enjoying this. James Robinson doing a great job there writing Scarlet Witch. But The Adventures of Archer and Armstrong, A&A, issue number 8, and I'm really enjoying this series. I think these two characters go together really well, and I think they get the balance because Armstrong could come across as a real jerk, but I think they get the balance just about right. So, and I do really like Archer as well. It's quite funny in parts as well. So yeah, this is a good book, well worth getting if you like something on the fun side. We then got Bloodshot Reborn, issue number 18. Castaways from Bloodshot Island. I think I've got an issue to read of this because I can't remember them escaping Bloodshot Island. I can remember them find there've been some twist. So I think I'm an issue behind on this, but Lemire's been doing a great job. So looking forward to getting caught up on that. We then got Ninth Doctor in Doctor Who, which has been good. Because they've done the classic thing where they've split them up, like so they're kind of having their own adventures and they're trying to catch up with each other, which is classic Doctor Who. But yeah, I feel that they're writing this Doctor really strongly, and it's issue number 6, so it may even be the end of that first story actually, or it might be the start of a new one. I'm not so sure. I'll have to check. Again, I think I'm so behind on my books. They're like most books I'm behind on. So we got a brand new book here. It's one of 4, Death of X. Originally, I wasn't going to buy this. I've read this. Originally, I wasn't going to buy it because I thought originally this was going to be the death of the X-Men, and I was like, I don't want to read that. That's going to be heartbreaking. But kind of eventually, I got to see a synopsis somewhere, and it basically fills in the gap of what happened to Cyclops and what happened between him and the Inhumans. So this issue kind of kicks it off as we have Cyclops' X-Men arrive on the island, which they've lost contact with, and they kind of make a shocking discovery as a well-known X character is killed, has died, and is the first victim of the Terrigen Mist having this negative effect on X-Men. But then, meanwhile, in Japan, we've got the Uncanny Inhumans about to see the Terrigen cloud go over Japan, and Japan are all excited for it and stuff. And kind of really the opposite of how the X-Men are treated. Yeah, this is this alien thing that kind of mutates people into abilities. So it's like not of this world. But then you've got the X-Men who are born of this world, yet are hated and feared because they're born with abilities that come out of puberty. And it just seems strange to me. Wouldn't you be more prejudiced? Not that any prejudice is good prejudice, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, kind of, wouldn't people be have more of a problem with the Inhumans because they've got alien DNA than with the X-Men who are totally 100% human? Um, I don't know, but for me, I mainly enjoyed this. It was great seeing Emma Frost again. Um, the story was somewhat predictable. You knew as soon as they got to Mer Island what they were going to discover, and it kind of depends how they go from here. Um, it could be interesting and how the other mutants get involved in this and what Cyclops actually does. That's the thing I'm kind of more looking forward to. But this issue, it sets everything up. You don't really learn anything new from this issue. So it kind of, and for the price, you kind of would have thought there'd have been some kind of revelation. Overall, it did enough to make me curious enough to get the next issue, but it didn't blow me away. We then got Midnighter and Apollo #1, which I've also read. I loved this. I just really like these. As long as Steve Orlando wants to write these characters, I'll keep buying the books. I'm really liking like the relationship and how they're both kind of trying to kind of change a little bit. That I really like, and the story does take an unexpected turn. And yeah, it definitely leaves you with like what's going to happen next. You want to know what's next. I really enjoyed this, and the art as well. The art, I think it's a different artist to before, but I did like it. Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. But Midnight is one of my favorite characters that I've been reading the last year, so it was great to see him again. And finally, the final book in my pile this week, I've also read is The Champions. This is the book I've enjoyed most so far, #1. This was another book I was going to miss, mainly because I'm not a big fan of the Amadeus Cho Hulk. I don't mind Amadeus Cho, I like him, but as a Hulk, no. And it's strange how like some characters like Dick Grayson as Batman, I took to straight away. Bucky Barnes as Captain America, I took to straight away. X-23 as Wolverine, I've taken to straight away. But then, Jim Gordon as Batman just never worked for me. Or Sam Wilson as Captain America just hasn't worked for me, even though I've enjoyed some of the stories. But seeing him as Cap just don't work. Um, and it's like the same here. Amadeus Cho as the Hulk just does not work for me. But anywho, this is the book I really enjoyed. It starts off with Miss Marvel quitting the Avengers, and this is where it's a bit of a jump because it's set after Civil War 2, which hasn't finished yet and won't finish till November, December. But it's set after that, and due to the events of that, which we don't get any clarification on, the world distrusts superheroes now. And Miss Marvel quits the Avengers because she feels they should be doing more. And she gets together with Nova and Spider Man, who have also quit, and they decide they're going to put their own team together. And that kind of takes them to Amadeus Cho, and then that takes them to Vision, and kind of that sees them kind of save the day, and it ends up with them getting the name Champions. I liked the book as well. It was a lot of fun, and in this age of everything has to be dark and serious, it was nice to have a book that isn't all darkness. That you've got heroes that actually are there to do good, and are trying to do good and leave the world a better place. And I liked that whole feel to it. And I thought Mark Waid really hit on something really good there. Roberto Ramos's art I really enjoyed, and kind of adds to that fun tone. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this. It was a really enjoyable book, and if I had to sum the book in one word, it would be enjoyable. Really good stuff. I like the mix of characters. We get a brief glimpse of Cyclops, so I think he's coming in the next issue. But we get the bulk of the team and how they come together here, and it did feel very organic. Kind of three of them decide they're going to set up a team, and then they kind of go out recruiting members, and it kind of felt very organic, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely, I think definitely worth a try. Not for everybody, but if you want to kind of a bit of fun in your comics, this you can't go far wrong with that one. With it, we got this free. It's a card, and you kind of break these figures out, and they stand up. Um, I really wish we'd have got a Miss Marvel with it, but we get Spider-Man, Viv Vision, and our totally awesome Hulk. Um, so, but that was a nice little thing got with that. So those are my books for this week. 20 minutes. Sorry I waffled on a bit, but there was a few things I wanted to talk about there. I will be back hopefully some point this week with another comic book opinions video. And then I'm looking at probably Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I'll be back with a comic haul video. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who's been giving me feedback and leaving comments. I really appreciate that. That's really cool. And yeah, I think that's everything. So all that leaves me to say is to thank you very much for watching. I've been Jason, coming to you from the Dude Cave on the 9th of October 2016. Sorry, 2016. Keep reading, and bye for now.